This is iRadio News.
Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. Authorities in Juba County have officially launched a community-driven initiative to construct a new mini bridge in Luripayam's High Jazeera neighborhood. Some Western allies have reiterated their calls on South Sudan's leadership to transparently use public revenue to deliver services and realize the country's dream of prosperity. And also a prominent Tanzanian activist, Maria Sarungi Tishai, who was abducted by armed men in Kenya, said she has been released hours after the incident. These stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo, and now the news in detail. Authorities in Juba County have officially launched a community-driven initiative to construct a new mini bridge in Luripayam's High Jazeera neighborhood. The project, which began as a fundraising effort in 2018, has raised about 19 million South Sudanese pounds out of the total estimated cost of 40 million South Sudanese pounds. During the launch event at the weekend, Juba County Executive Director Hilary Lokudu emphasized the importance of community participation and an inclusive development approach, inviting local residents to engage with authorities on any concerns. Payam Director Hilary Juma also highlighted the bridge's critical role in addressing the area's long-standing challenges due to the absence of proper crossing points. The Women's Association chairperson in High Jazeera spoke about the positive impact the bridge will have on access to essential services such as healthcare, which has been limited by the existing stream. The construction of the bridge is expected to significantly improve the quality of life for the local population by enhancing mobility and access to key services. Some Western allies have reiterated a call on South Sudan's leadership to transparently use public revenue to deliver services and realize the country's dream of prosperity. In a joint statement on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement, CPA, the governments of Norway, the United Kingdom, Germany, Canada, the Netherlands, and the United States said the historic agreement was signed with the hope that South Sudanese would enjoy peace and human rights. They, however, said despite tremendous natural resources, the country's wealth continues to benefit only a small elite. The statement published by the U.S. Department of State reads, and I quote, "For years, the transitional government has failed to use public revenue transparently to pay public sector salaries, ensure access to basic health and education services, or create an enabling environment for sustainable development." End quote. South Sudan has abundant natural resources and holds one of the richest agricultural areas in Africa, with fertile soils and abundant water supplies. On the other hand, the country has 10 to 20 million heads of cattle, rich fishery resources, abundant minerals, and ranks third in sub-Saharan Africa for oil reserves. However, much of the natural wealth has not been exploited, and the government relies almost entirely on oil for the vast majority of its budget revenues, although oil production has dwindled since independence. The main pipeline pumping crude oil through Sudan for export at the Red Sea was halted in March 2024 due to significant damage caused by the war in Sudan. This, coupled with multiple crises, signal an economic disaster for the country, and the transitional government struggled to meet its expenditures, and civil servants and armed forces were not paid in the year 2024. In the latest food security assessment, UN agencies have warned of an alarming humanitarian situation in South Sudan in 2025 lean season, where more than half of the country's population will go hungry in the lean season. Unity State Rupkona County Commissioner James Clement has said his leadership will ensure that the removed roadblocks are not put back. Over the weekend, Unity State government announced the demolition of 32 illegal checkpoints in the state, with only 3 left in operation for security purpose in implementation of the 8th Governors Forum resolution. Governor Justice Riek Bim-Top said this decision is part of efforts to ease movement of goods and services, enhance accessibility, and eliminate unlawful taxation. Mr. Bim, speaking to the state-owned SSBC television, pointed out that the directive aligns with the leadership instructions from Juba and urged state administrators, organized forces, and the national security personnel to adhere strictly to the new measures. The closure of the Unity State checkpoints follows similar actions by other states to eliminate the barriers which have contributed to inflate market prices and disrupt humanitarian activities. The humanitarian sector has frequently criticized the presence of these checkpoints for impeding their operations. On his part, Ropcona County Commissioner James Clement said they will ensure that the roadblocks are permanently removed from those areas. This is iRadio Morning News. To the international scene, prominent Tanzanian activist Maria Sarungi Sehai, who was abducted by armed men in Kenya, said he has been released hours after the incident on Sunday. Amnesty International Kenya spokesperson Rolanda Ebole told the BBC she was forced into a vehicle in the capital Nairobi on Sunday afternoon. But Ms. Shahai was released hours later. She shared a video of her 1.3 million followers on X, appearing visibly shaken and emotional, but said, "I have been saved." Ms. Shahai is a staunch critic of Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu Hassan and has accused her government of bringing tyranny back to the country. The Law Society of Kenya President Faith Odhiambo said on X they had managed to arrange her release. Millions have arrived to attend the Hindu festival of Kumbh Mela, described as humanity's biggest gathering in northern India's Prayagraj city on Monday. The event, held once every 12 years, it starts on Monday, and over the next 6 weeks, the devote will bathe at Sangam, the confluence of India's most sacred Ganges River with the Yamuna River and mythical Saravati. Hindus believe that taking a dip in the sacred river will cleanse them of sins, purify their soul and liberate them from the cycle of birth and death, as the ultimate goal of Hinduism is salvation. About 400 million pilgrims are expected to attend the 45-day spectacle, which is so large it can be seen from space. 5 to 8 million worshippers are expected to bathe today, while the following day numbers are expected to exceed 20 million. But authorities are racing against time to get the city ready to host millions who will continue to pour in throughout the festival. This is iRadio Morning News. And to end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. Authorities in Juba County have officially launched a community-driven initiative to construct a new mini bridge in Luri Payam's High Jazeera neighborhood. Some Western allies have